If you don't think music is important, try imagining this package without it. Just stock footage and my voice. All right, tunes back on, please. Much better. So, if we value music, we need to value music education, which is why some of the biggest names in music are joining with educators to speak out against proposed changes to the New South Wales curriculum.
The changes are regressive. They cut down options for kids who want to do more performance and composition and less theory. It's got a lot of people upset.
Best practice and all of the research evidence says that we learn music best musically by improvising and by creating our own music, composing, producing, songwriting.
The new syllabus would see the number of assessed performances potentially slashed in half, replaced with written exams, which will double in length. A move experts fear could have a profound impact on the next generation of artists.
I think if the onus is more on that written exam, that big written exam content, and having to learn content points rather than learning music, students won't want to sign up.
And a less engaging music course would put a lot of pressure on inspirational, rule-breaking teachers.
This project is called Rock Band. I'm talking about bands that rock. Led Zeppelin.
Last week, the state government reversed course on similar reforms to HSC drama, and educators are hoping the same will happen here, with 31 teachers and academics calling on the Education Minister to pull the pin.
So music education isn't just for the children who are going to go on and become professionals or even study music till year 12. Every single Australian child should have a chance to have a quality music education, and that should just be part of their life of becoming fulfilled, engaged citizens.
So will the future of music education appeal to students, or will they just have to study something else?
What about math?
No, not important.
For joining us now is someone who knows a little something about learning music. Please welcome Diesel. Diesel, syllabus changes don't often get everyone, quite so attentive. What is it about this change that's got so many people upset?
Well, I think at this, this point, I think it starts even earlier than tertiary with the HSC and everything. I'd like to see an acknowledgement of music being an actual career path much earlier. If we look at a country like Sweden, and I'm not saying we have to just cut and paste what Sweden do, but they've seemed to have a pretty good balance, and they've acknowledged that music as a product for that country is bigger than Volvo, and that's an actual statistic. Whoa. This country alone, $16 billion per annum, and it's about time we started looking at the reality of what this country has produced for such a long time. And yes, at that point, when people start writing songs, I started writing songs as a teenager, and I think that can be really stifling for a student to not be given that pat on the back of acknowledgement of like, great, you just made something, keep making stuff. And if it's turned into more of just a written exam, it's a bit like, I've always thought it's weird to talk or write about art or write about music. It's about making the music, is it not? So yeah, I don't know why we're going in this direction. It makes no sense at all.
Take us back. What was your brief musical education like, Diesel?
Well, my education started in primary school in Arizona. I was lucky I went to a public school that had a string program, and when I got back to Australia, I didn't have a string program in the public school I went to, so I played trombone. I had an option of trombone, euphonium or trumpet, which was, a smorgasbord. I believe they've reduced that now. But I remember sitting in exam for a so-called music school, because my dad wanted to get me into, I think it was Churchlands High School in WA, and I passed the music side of the test. I passed with flying colours, but there was an aptitude test where I had to answer some questions about like 3 horses in a race and how much change I'd have left after going to the shop or something, and I failed it miserably because I just thought it was, maybe I'm dyslexic with that sort of test, but my father marched up there, not to anyone's surprise, and was pretty upset, and they said, look, that's just the way it is. And so I didn't go to a music school at that point. I started playing in pubs when I was 14, so that was my school.
If we all turned out like you, Diesel, it'd be amazing. But can we get rid of the recorder?
I'm with you.
I'm down with that.